Welcome back everyone to some more F1 Manager 2022. This is the Alpine save. Let me see if our drivers have any development points real quick because we are doing pretty well here. Okay, so what should I give? I think braking for doing perhaps. And we're heading into the Silverstone circuit. We have the lead right now, but we are losing grip to Verstappen. 6 points in it for Leclerc, who did not finish in the podium last time out. We just missed out, and Gasly got a stunning last lap, not even last lap, last chicane around the Canadian Grand Prix, the Wall of Champions, being able to push and get P2 to bring him up into P3 now in the driver's standing. So this is looking good. Let's head on in closer to the the British Grand Prix weekend, because I actually think we have some upgrades coming through. Let me see. Yep, in 4 days there'll be a new underfloor, and we'll have to try and get that rushed into the car. So let's see. And just like that, the design has come through for the underfloor. So let me go to car part development, new project, not design. Not yet. We got a new underfloor that needs manufacturing. Let me try and get 3 rushed. It'll come in 9 days. I guess we can do this. So let's do 2 emergency so that we have each piece in the car. And then what we'll do is we'll get 3 rushed, and that'll come within the Grand Prix weekend. What if we do normal? Only 1. Okay, sure. Let's do normal. Let's save some cash. Not really worried about the cost cap right now, mainly because the cost cap hasn't really affected us much. So let's put the new parts on the car. And let's take a look at car analysis, and boom, that underfloor has come through massively. We are ahead of the average, grid average. Let me see how far away we are. We're closer to Ferrari now, which is good. A lot better than McLaren, which I think was already the case. We've caught up a tiny bit on Red Bull, but it's only acceleration. Cooling systems have already been ahead, I think. Mercedes, we are almost on par with, so we're getting a little more competitive here. So this is a very good sight to see. Suspension low stock, we'll manufacture those now. All right, some big news, guys. The new time has started for designing. So new project design. What do we need? I think we want a new front wing. I think we need to work on this cornering and dirty air cornering. So we're gonna chuck a good chunk of hours here, maybe like 2.2 hours into this one and 30 hours into this. Let's continue. Design focus will be, I guess, pretty basic. I want to keep things even, but I think we can calm our brake cooling system down a little bit, mainly because I feel like we are already ahead of a lot of teams on brake cooling, so not as much focus needed. And we'll put our engineers on an intense 35-day project, 2.1 mil down the drain. We have 85 mil remaining, so I just don't know how Red Bull were able to go over the cost cap. Quite strange. It's very hard to right now. I don't think I've done so many like high cost projects, and rarely have I ever been forced to go over the cost cap. I don't think I've ever hit the cost cap, so it's a bit strange. Let's see, front wing and rear wing maybe. I think rear wing for the remainder of the hours, and then I think we should be good for the rest of the season. Yeah, this will be nice, and we'll keep everything neutral and then put the rest of the team on this one. Intense focus, and that'll come in 34 days as well. So both of these will be coming on a similar day, so that's nice. All right, it's time for the British Grand Prix now. Qualifying position, I think we're gonna get both cars within the top 5. That is possible. We'll get both cars into Q3. I think that's also possible, as long as I don't fumble it. Finishing position, I like to be on the podium, if not just outside, for both cars. So let's hope that is the case. And then streak, sure. Finishing position within the podium of 4 times. I think that's possible, so let's do this. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. If you are, there are a couple things you can do to support the channel. First off, press that like button and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe by pressing the red button down below and hit the notification bell as well so you're notified as soon as I upload next. Thank you guys so much for your support. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Relatively quiet FP1 session. Alex Albon taking a penalty at Aston Martin. Gasly in P11, P18 for Jack Doohan. Not much to say about that because we're using very worn engine components, so no worries. Let's head on into FP2. Another quiet practice session. FP2 was good. Charles Leclerc P13, Gasly P15 on the mediums. Albon the only one taking penalties so far, so let's head on into the final round of practice. We are almost there, 97-95% on setup confidence, so we gotta etch away at it. Hey, perfect. We finally got an optimal setup for Gasly. This is the optimal setup indeed. So it's good to see. Finally, we're making progress in the right direction. FP3. All right, good news, good news. Leclerc gives us an optimal setup result, 98. That is very close indeed. So yeah, a little shift here, and I think we should be good. Okay, at the end of FP3, there is a car crash. Multiple cars crashed. Incident on track. What is going on? It's not Leclerc. Someone has a penalty for it. It's a Mercedes. Oh, it's a Mercedes and Aston Martin. Might be George Russell rear-ending Albon there. Ouch. Not nice. Not nice. And just like that, the session is over. Leclerc and Gasly in P15, P16. Albon got the penalty instead of... Oh, K-Mag and... Oh, Albon is taking engine penalty or some sort. That was right. And then K-Mag caused the collision at this at that instance. So yeah, we're heading in. Let me see what Leclerc's set of confidence is looking like. We haven't been able to run the whole thing. I think it might be optimal, so this might be it. All right, we've had a clear track. Gasly is a tiny bit faster than Leclerc here as we cross the line. 125.3 for Charles Leclerc, and Gasly is just behind by 1,000th of a second. They're essentially timing each other to perfection. They're equaling each other's times. So let's see if Leclerc's setup is 100% and if this is good enough to see us into Q2 without having to do any more laps. Ooh, we're stuck at 99%. So I guess there was a little bit issue of the toe out situation. Maybe I should have pushed it a little further, but 99% is still decent, I think. So we are good to continue. All right, I stayed in for the rest of the session. K-Man gets a little faster time down. It's by 4,000th of a second, and Max Verstappen was about 35,000th of a second faster than us, so we're up there. We are up there. Mick Schumacher, Albon, Stroll, Latifi, and Iwasa are all out. Q2, here we go. All right, we got Carlos Sainz out early alongside us, 4/10 slower than Gasly. Leclerc is about a 10th slower. I think there may have been a car involved here because it seems like maybe Zhou got in the way. It's a possibility. But right now, Gasly is fastest. We'll see if we need to do another lap, but I think this gap here is too small for us to necessitate another lap. I think we should be clear into Q3. Not bad. We just stayed in. We didn't need another lap. Gasly in P2, Charles Leclerc P3 after a 10th gap between them. Still have 2 fresh softs. Now 3 fresh softs available to us. Tsunoda, Vettel, Zhou, Ocon, and Ricciardo are out. So moving on to the final round. All right, so we've had a clean lap so far. Gasly coming across the line now for a 125.5. We are slowing down because we're still using the same soft tires that we used from the start of all of qualifying, so we're still running that one tire. 125.5, 125.8 for Gasly. Of course, Verstappen on a fresh set, I believe, is fastest, so we need to do a final lap on the fresh softs, which is always the case. So let's see how it goes down in the final moments of this session. All right, here we go. Gasly improving very well here. Piastri and Perez cross the line. Gasly goes P2. Oh, 42 thousandths away from Verstappen. That is quite unfortunate. Leclerc, can he put this car on pole? That is the question. Let's see. It's coming around the bends here. 121, 122. This might be on target for 125.2. Ah, he puts it in P3. Verstappen is that much faster. 83 thousandths of a second away from Max Verstappen and 42 thousandths away for Gasly. But that's the 1% of settle confidence missing between these two. Wow. Absolutely stunning. And there we have it. It's a P2 and P3 starting position. Magnus in P4, but will drop back after a penalty from the free practice session. So let's see if we can get a good strategy on, and hopefully we can beat Max Verstappen here in the UK.
The grid is packed, so there's electricity in the air. But there's no surprises in that. It's race day.
If qualifying is anything to go by, Alpine are set to have a fabulous race here. Let's see if they can keep it up. It was a pleasure to watch Red Bull's excellent performance during qualifying. Their drivers will now be looking ahead to the race itself and hoping to capitalize. And the sun is shining bright here today. This is perfect weather for teams and drivers alike to show us what they're capable of.
This is sure to be quite the spectacle then, and we've got a front row seat for today's race here at Silverstone.
And let's get this race ready to go. So it's going to rain a bit, so this might mean a wet strategy is involved. Now this is going to be interesting. The rain is coming, that's for sure, but there'll be a drizzle and then it's going to be heavy rain. I wonder if we can survive on the inters during that stint and then move on to another set of inters, or we're going to do this wet stint for Leclerc, try to see out this heavy rain with the wets. I'm wondering if I should do that for both. We'll keep an eye out. We'll see how the weather evolves. It's going to be a medium tire start. Oops, excuse me. So yeah, let's head on in then. This is going to be an interesting race. P2, P3 starting position. Let's see if I made the right strategy call here today.
We have beautiful blue skies overhead as the drivers line up on the grid. And there we have Pierre Gasly. A second place start for them today. They're in with a real chance. Leclerc there, down the grid. Starting in third place, they're in a really good position for this race. The teams are ready to go.
Alright then, it's time to get going.
And the drivers are ready for this.
Let's see if this is going to be a good race. We've got P2, P3 of course. Lights out and away we go. We're going to be pushing at the get-go here. Verstappen on a soft, I think, or medium. He might be on the mediums here, actually. So we're going to try and get him. Ooh, Gasly gets overtaken by Leclerc. Leclerc is really pushing. Guy has some race pace. Let's see. Come on, let's try to get Verstappen here. Come on, guys. Verstappen and the two Alpines really pushing as the rest of the field battles it out behind us. Oh, it's going to be a three-wide situation here. I have a high feeling that Leclerc might be the one being able to make the move as he tries the inside line on Verstappen. Oh, we are sandwiching Verstappen, causing mayhem. But now Gasly also attempting a move. It's three wide going through here. I don't know the turn name there, but it's Wellington Straight now. And we've got Gasly in the lead who made the move stick. So beautiful job from our driver. But it is now Leclerc's chance as he goes through Maggots and Beckett's to try and set up a move. Let's see if he can get something done here. Because Gasly's running away with it, which is a nice sign. Come on, let that underfloor upgrade help you out here, Leclerc. Come on. He's making it. He's still too far away, I think. Oh, he is closing in on Max Verstappen. He's constantly getting the outside line. I want him to take the inside line around these turns. I'm not sure, but lap 1 is done. Gasly's still running away with it, which is nice. Okay, it's looking good. Let's keep pushing here for another lap. Oh, it's Leclerc trying a move past turn 1 and turn 2 into turn 3. He might get the move done here. Oh no, it's gonna go into turn 4. And I think he's just got him. Oi, that's good. Alright, now it's time to try and bridge or create a gap to Verstappen here. Gasly's already running away with it. Let's see. This is gonna be insane until the wet stint comes. We need to keep pushing. Ooh, there's been a huge crash here apparently. Multiple cars crash. We are 4 minutes away from rain. Is it going to be a safety car?
Now let's look at this. The focus on Tsunoda.
Uh-oh. 2 Haas cars and Tsunoda. Tsunoda gets rear-ended by the Haas. Oof. That is a shame.
was in the wrong there.
Or Tsunoda's in the Haas, isn't he? Yeah, he moved from AlphaTauri to Haas a couple seasons ago, or last season. But it's still going. We need to find a way to get to the wet. It's almost here. Bottas is causing problems at the front, but it's okay. It's just whoever executes the wet strategy correctly. Okay, the rain is starting. You can see on the right side of the screen. Okay, we're getting overtaken here. Now, how hard is that rain gonna be? Let's see.
So rain is imminent.
Okay, we are gonna have to move to the wets, I think. Wets for the start of the wet stint. We're gonna do the wets and then move on to the inters as soon as that rain slows down. So here we go. Into the pits. We're all struggling. And in we go. Bottas continues. Oh no, he does not. Yes, he does. Bottas continues on the dries, which is a stupid move, I think. Let's see what other cars are doing. Hold on, what are other teams doing? Norris onto the wets. Yes, just as expected. We're onto the wets. Verstappen onto the wets, I believe. Let's see. I need to get a clear view of his tires. I think he is on the wets. Yep, everyone's on the wets. So Leclerc's up here. Gasly, I think, got held up a tiny bit by Verstappen, Perez, and Norris, which is no big deal. We'll just catch up. That's easy to control. So good stop. Good call from us to move on to the wets as well. Let's see. There we go. Torrential rain here. Almost 5 millimeters of rain. My gosh. So Leclerc has taken the lead. Gasly down in P4 and is gaining on other cars. So this is wet weather strategy time now. And it's time for drivers to pull off a splendid wet weather stint. Alright, I think I'm going to call it here because we are hovering around 4.0 millimeters. As soon as we drop below that, it's inters. So I think I'm going to pit Leclerc right now to try and prepare us for an optimal lap for the or optimal condition for the remainder of this race. I don't think it's going to hit wets again. We just drop into the damp zone. So yeah, let's pit Gasly as well for the enters for the remainder of this session. So here we go. In we go. Okay, Verstappen pulls the plug as well, or pulls the trigger here with the enters. Leclerc coming in first. Okay, hold him up, hold him up. Come on. Nice. Good job. Gasly held up Verstappen a little bit by the looks of it. Nice. And out. Okay, 2.5, 2.3, or 2.29. Solid work from the team. Let's go. This is looking splendid. Magnussen continues. Gasly down in P4 behind Verstappen. So we've got to try and push both cars. And try to push ahead. That is exactly what we need right now. Okay, big news. Gasly closing in on Verstappen for P2 here as he goes around the outside. Trying the inside line here as they go through the bends. Oh, yes, now. Gasly is pushing on tires, by the way, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a push. Let's try to deploy a little ERS, try to get a gap going. Tires are a little warm. Well, what can I say? You're doing standard push, which is kind of hard to do anything else. 2 seconds ahead right now of Gasly, but let's see if Gasly can pull away, because that is exactly what we need him to do for the rest of the session. It's 7 laps to go. 8 laps. 7 laps almost, because this is the end of this lap. So let's see if Gasly can keep this up. And just like that, we're into the final lap here. Rain has stopped, but the track is still damp, so we got to see out the rest of this race. Overfueled the car by too much, I think. I'm sorry. But right now, it's looking good. No DRS right now, so don't have to worry about 1 second gap. But Leclerc is making a nice drive, or taking a nice drive around the Silverstone circuit right now. Trying to keep it on track is all I care about. Just bring it home, boys. Bring it home. Gasly and P2 as well, following nicely. That underfloor upgrade has really helped us out here. And yeah, it's a splendid drive from us. Great strategy execution with the wets and the inters. And I think that sums up the weekend. Brilliant strategy, great car, great drive from both drivers, and I think Leclerc just takes the lead as he tries to cross the line here for P1. We are in a bit of traffic with lapped cars, but there we go. Victory and P2. Yes! That's what I'm talking about.
Absolute fantastic race pace.
Double podium and P1, P2.
Takes first place.
I think we also got the fastest lap, surely.
Their harshest critic would be hard-pressed to say that they didn't thoroughly deserve that win.
That's what I'm talking about. Well done, Alpine. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Leclerc. You are an absolute maniac in that car. But yeah, that was a splendid race. UK weather saying hi, but we managed it well, and we're able to get a podium.
Well, this was definitely Charles Leclerc's weekend. Imagine how chuffed they must be. A podium is a real feat, and it's been accomplished in style. And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today. Today's competitors gave it their all, but it's going to be those three taking home the big points. Great racing from Alpine here today. Some high-quality work all round.
The whole team was absolutely on their game today, and the result proves that.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
Next time, the teams will be forging ahead at full throttle through the Styrian forest. The Austrian Grand Prix is right around the corner.
Yes, let's go. P1 and fastest lap, but the fastest lap point is nowhere to be seen. It goes to Red Bull actually, which is very strange. There is a glitch here. Very weird why Verstappen gets the 1 point and we don't when we are obviously the faster car, but it is what it is. Leclerc P1, Gasly P2, Verstappen P3, and then Perez, Russell, Norris, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Sainz, and Bottas round out the points finishers. Ocon, Zhou, Piastri, Vettel, Stroll, Iwasa, Albon, Latifi, Schumacher, and Tsunoda round out the finishers. When you get that timing right for the tire changes, that's what happens. That allows you to get such an advantage, and then you'll get someone like Bottas, who was in the lead, miss his pit stop and get dropped down to P10. Even Sainz getting dropped down to P9. So timing is everything. Leclerc takes the lead in the driver's standings. We got scammed a point, but that's fine. 3 points ahead of Max Verstappen, and the Gasly is in P3 with 18 points secured today, slowly closing the gap in the front runner here, so that's also good to see. Now for the team standings, we're building a solid lead ahead, 29 points ahead of Red Bull, which is a solid race win for one of the drivers, but we aren't satisfied with that. We want to keep pushing. So let us see how things go in Austria next time out. Development point for Gasly apparently, which is nice, and solid experience gain. 5.7 mil made from all the guarantees that we promised. 1.8 mil or so in bonuses and 3.9 mil profit. I'll take that. Let's go to Austria.